Hello traders, my name is Tomasz Wiśniewski. I'm a chief analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is daily analytical report where I will show you what's going on the markets, and we will look for decent trading setups, and we have a lot of them. Luckily, if you're watching us, if you're following us for a long time, or at least you started on Thursday or Friday, you got amazing trading, not signals, but views on many instruments on Thursday, Friday, and all those views are were spot on and are giving money right now. So it is very good idea to follow us, in my opinion, because you get the insights from the best traders, and that's what we are talking about. Is doing the job, is giving nice profits. I do have 4 positions open, 5, even 5. I usually open 4, but for a week now I have 5, and they are very successful. Actually, I opened for a week, and some of them were open the last week, some of them were open this week. So yeah, it's still in my system. It's still according to my strategy, so it's all good. And all of them are on profit. That's amazing. So I'm excited about the situation on the market right now. Don't get me wrong, I don't get excited about my profits because it's normal. But the thing is that I usually have like 50% efficiency, and my profits are much bigger than my losses. But this time all of my trades are on profit, which is promising for the future because I keep them open, and already they give a nice amount of money, over 3,000 euros. But they can give more in the future. So let me switch, show you the charts. Not the charts, I'm sorry, the calendar first. But it won't take long because the calendar on Monday, Tuesday is empty. So today we are not expecting kind of fireworks from the fundamental point of view. There will be no interesting events in the calendar. Fireworks will start tomorrow with speeches from 2 governors from important central banks, Reserve Bank of Australia and European Central Bank, and also CPI inflation from United States, which is very important for the path of interest rate rises in United States. It's CPI inflation is now more important for the traders than non-farm payrolls. So Friday is first Friday of the month. It's not so exciting as always. As always was always as was after 2007-2008, when we were wondering if how is the process of recovery going all over the world, especially in the United States. Without a further ado, let me show you the charts, because that is where the magic is happening. First one is euro to Canadian dollar. Euro to Canadian dollar had this beautiful head and shoulder formation. So you had a left shoulder, you had a head, and you had a right shoulder. In the meantime, we broke the uptrend line. In the meantime, we broke the neckline. In the meantime, we broke the horizontal support. We tested that as a resistance once. The price went lower. We had an upswing yesterday, which was killed very quickly, and then a huge reversal. The price is still making lower lows and lower highs. If we look on a daily chart, the daily candle from yesterday is very negative. That is a shooting star. Shooting star should promote a further downswing. And the potential target for this movement is the red area. So here, 360 pips. First target here, 100, then 380. Shooting star from yesterday is a very good sign for the sellers. It promotes the further drop. It looks awesome, it looks promising, it looks great for the supply. Another instrument is Australian dollar to Japanese yen, where also we do have a head and shoulder formation, but this time inverted. Left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. We broke the neckline. We broke the horizontal resistance here. We used that resistance as a support. That purple area, as you can see, is very important because that's a long-term support. That's a false breakout below the support with the inverse head and shoulder formation. So many signals, many bullish signals on this chart. So no surprise that the price is aiming higher. We have a weekly highs. We are on the highest levels since the middle of March in 3 weeks, which is pretty significant. And I think that the price should continue to go higher. Let me check the Fibos here. I think that we can go at least to 38.2 Fibonacci level. That can be a good target for this movement. So 38.2, that will be the first stop, then 50. And now 3 instruments from the Trading Sniper video that I recorded 1 hour ago. So actually, for those 3 instruments were on the Trading Sniper video, it means that they are the best. Because on the Trading Sniper video, I post only the best trading occasions. So what we are having here, American dollar to Canadian dollar, we do have a left shoulder, head, and a right shoulder. We do have a breakout of the uptrend line, breakout of the horizontal support, breakout of the 38.2 Fibonacci. Then one test, another test. Test was yesterday, and the price created, during the test, price created a pin bar on H4, kind of false breakout here on H1, but H4 was legitimate, and I tweeted about that there is this at some point it was a shooting star. Eventually it ended as a pin bar, and a pin bar on a resistance on a neckline. It was a strong sell signal, not according to me, but according to the trading laws and rules, and that's why many traders saw that, and what they did was boom, selling. So very technical reaction on a horizontal resistance. That was just a beautiful setup, and the price went significantly lower. Then we just bounced from the 50% Fibonacci. No, bounced, we stopped here. But it does not mean that we are going to reverse. I think that we can go much deeper. 61.8 seems like a reasonable place to go, but long-term chart shows us that we can go even lower to test this long-term uptrend line, which actually in this case is the lower line of the flag. Downswing, flag, downswing, flag. Oh, downswing, that would be awesome if the price did that. So in the long term, it's like 240 pips. Still. Here, 300 pips. And it looks very promising. Next one, British pound to American dollar. Look at this uptrend line. we get a bounce from this uptrend line. First, the price created midterm head and shoulder formation, which initiated the reversal with the correction. The correction happened. We broke the neckline. We tested this neckline as a resistance. The price created a flag or a wedge, doesn't matter, which was a trend continuation pattern. So this trend, and the price went lower, tested the horizontal support along with the long-term uptrend line. And from here we had only positive movement. We had only upswing. Even the correction which happened was very limited, was very mild. And now we are on the highest level since the end of March. So that bounce was crucial for the long-term situation, for the midterm long-term situation on this instrument. We broke, this correction was shaped like a wedge, very nice one. So we broke the upper line of the wedge, we broke the neckline, we tested that as a closest support, and after that, this buy signal just received a excellent confirmation. So a nice buy signal, then a correction, then buy. That is just beautiful setup. I love it. I love the situation on cable right now. It is very, very promising. New Zealand dollar to American dollar, maybe H4 candle that we're having right now is not very good because it's a shooting star, but the overall sentiment is very positive. It all started with the false breakout below this horizontal support on 0.7180. That's a false breakout. The price came back, created inverse head and shoulder formation, went back, tested the support again. It all started here, but the buy signal was created just here, 4th of April, when the price created the midterm downtrend line and tested that midterm downtrend line as a support. We also had this support here, support made from this resistance, support. So broken resistance becomes a support twice. Well, from two factors in the same place. And no surprise that we do have a strong upswing after that. So from this point, the price went 100 pips higher. Potential target was 200 pips from here, so now it's like 100 pips from here. That is a potential target. So tops from September, from January, and from also from January, from February. As you can see, that is ultra important resistance. It was tested like with a huge, very precise resistance. So the chances that we'll get there are very, very high, but the chances that we'll break it are still low. Because, well, first they need to get there, and most probably many traders who bought here have take profit orders here, so they will close their positions, which will create a small reversal. It depends from all those buyers that will or will not join this movement. If traders will join this movement, this upswing can continue, and maybe the buyers will break this resistance. But if the buyers will close their long positions here, taking profits, and no new buyers will join here, that will be a sign for a reversal. But first, let us get there, and then after getting there, after being on this resistance, we will think what should we do next, or what are the next plans here. First, the main issue is getting there. Well, which shouldn't be an issue with this technical situation. New Zealand dollar to Canadian dollar, I don't like it anymore because it's messing with the technical analysis. We need to readjust the upper line of the wedge. So the wedge is still present here, which still makes it a good buying opportunity. But the thing is that These are two strong currencies. So Canadian dollar is a strong currency, as you can see here and here. And the New Zealand dollar also is a strong currency, as you can see here, or even in the long term here. So the aim should be to sell weak currency and buy strong currency, not to choose between two strong currencies or between two weak currencies. This is in those places where you choose between two weak currencies or two strong currencies, you just go sideways. The price goes sideways trend, and the sideways trend is a place where most of the traders are really losing money. Euro to British pound is testing this horizontal support again. This horizontal support is very important, and it looks like they have appetite for breaking this support. It's all very technical, so a downswing, correction, downswing, correction, downswing. Broken support becomes a resistance. So the movements now on the market are very, very technical. Euro to American dollar bounced from the long-term uptrend line. That is a legitimate strong buy signal. But look at that. This bounce, when I get closer on daily chart, that's a bullish engulfing. Bullish engulfing on a support, on a such important support like the long-term uptrend line, is a very, very strong buy signal. And the price respected that yesterday and went significantly higher, and we should go higher and higher and higher. So I totally like this setup here. It is very technical, and I think that it will work. Personally, I do not have a position open here. Why is that? Because I already have three positions on American dollar, betting the weaker dollar. So I'm aware of the diversification, risk control, etc. So I don't need another position which is betting on weaker dollar, because if the dollar will be weaker, I will gain money on other instruments. And try to remember about that, try to use that for you. Don't put all eggs in one basket, as they say, and opening too many positions on one currency, like me opening too many positions on against the dollar, would be putting too many eggs in one basket, and you don't want to do that. Canadian dollar to Japanese yen. Remember this checkpoint where we pointed that there is a strong buy signal? Well, look how it worked out. Beautiful. A short recap why we had a buy signal here. Well, inverse head and shoulder formation, left shoulder, head, and right shoulder, breakout of the neckline. This neckline is later tested as a support. So this resistance is tested as a support. Also this horizontal resistance is tested as a support. That's why we place this checkpoint that there is a strong buy signal. Then we break another resistance here. Then we test this resistance as a support. So that's a beautiful buy signal. Here, a long-term chart is not very good, but that's a long-term situation. So in the long term, there's still sellers are winning. But in the midterm, we do have in the midterm sellers are winning, in the long term still buyers. I'm sorry, in the long term sellers are winning, as you can see. In the short term buyers. So let me see where this upswing can stop. 38.2 looks like a really good occasion to finish this upswing, especially that it is in line with this support and this resistance. So yes, 38.2 seems like a good place to close this position. So from the point where we signed that it's a good occasion, it's 160 pips. Well, it's better to have 160 pips than do not have 160 pips. That's definitely the truth. Another one, beautiful trading occasion. New Zealand dollar to Japanese yen created an inverse head and shoulder formation here. So as you can see, Japanese yen had those formations on many crosses, that they had inverse head and shoulder formation on important supports. On some of them it looked better, on some of them it looked worse, like on Canadian dollar to Japanese yen and New Zealand dollar to Japanese yen it looks awesome. Here it looks worse, and here on Swiss franc to Japanese yen it also looks worse. But anyway, let's first things first. So Canadian dollar Japanese yen was done. Now New Zealand dollar to Japanese yen. We created this inverse head and shoulder formation on an ultra important horizontal support. Then the price breaks the midterm downtrend line. Okay. Then tests this downtrend line as a support and also horizontal resistance, which is a neckline, as a support. That price creates a hammer. Hammer is a very positive candle. So after that, the buy signal was created. That's what we marked here. And after this buy signal, the price went 100 pips higher. The target for this movement is here, so still 160 pips higher. Not much to add here, guys. The sentiment is positive. There is a legitimate buy signal on New Zealand dollar to Japanese yen. Next one is cable is British pound to Japanese yen. In Poland we call it butcher because of the volatility. British pound to Japanese yen, supposed to go down because it broke the uptrend line and created a flag or a wedge, which is a trend continuation pattern. But they came back above the resistance. They are coming back above the uptrend line. This upper line of the flag is still defending, but I don't see it work. That is why you never open a trade inside of this. We highlighted two places to open a trade. Sell below the green area, buy above this green area. And if you bought here, as we mark this, currently you're 70 pips on profit, which is fine, which is good. You already could move your stop loss to the break-even point. So another good call. Well, let me tell you, wrap the things up here. We are above the green resistance, which is now tested as a support successfully. So there is a buy signal on British pound to Japanese yen. There is no longer a sell signal here. Now franc against yen. That's what I was telling you, that don't go against two weak currencies. Don't trade on two weak currencies, or don't trade the pair of two strong currencies, because here both are weak. Swiss franc is weak and Japanese yen is weak. So that is why the price is moving more sideways. There is no strong upswing or downswing. This is why we just broke the neckline. In all those instruments, we broke the neckline long time ago. Here. But here we just did that today at night, which triggers a buy signal, but this buy signal is not very strong. There are much stronger signals on other instruments. Dollar to American dollar, here we were having this flag. But Australian dollar to American dollar is more moving sideways, which is not the best occasion for the traders. So I try to avoid this kind of situations, this kind of trades. So there's no trading signal for me on Australian dollar to American dollar. Next one is American dollar to Swiss franc. As you can see, American dollar was very weak recently, but here gained. So that shows us that Swiss franc was weak as well. We had a false breakout from the wedge. So there is a legitimate sell signal here on American dollar to Swiss franc, especially that's what the long-term trend is. And also on a daily chart, this is almost a bearish engulfing. Let's say it's bearish engulfing from the 50% Fibonacci, which can end the wedge. So this is, yes, this is a nice sell signal. Even, well, it would be nice to wait for the breakout from the wedge. But even this can, here, the sell signal was triggered after the false breakout was established here. So I think it's relatively safe to open a short position even now. American dollar to Danish crown, still waiting for a breakout. I told you that the breakout of this downtrend line is not significant enough. That we have to wait for the breakout of the upper line of the rectangle first, which is not happening so far. American dollar to Singaporean dollar here. Yes, the pressure on the support rises. Those bounces from the support are smaller and smaller and smaller, so the chances for well, we should see eventual breakout here of the local support. And now gold. This trend line is no longer relevant. What is relevant is this horizontal support, this horizontal resistance. The sentiment on gold remains positive. Look on a daily chart. Oh, we are relatively close to the yearly highs, so definitely the sentiment is positive. Like whole 2017 was very good. 2018 started also great. So sentiment for gold remains positive. Bitcoin is aiming $6,000 support. That is what we are mentioning since this bounce from $11,000, so decrease of almost 50%. That was expected, that was anticipated, and that what is happening. In the meantime, we broke support on $8,700, $9,000, depending from the exchange, $7,000. $7,500, I'm sorry. We broke the long-term uptrend line or the lower line of the triangle. We tested that as a resistance. We here on this chart we don't have price movements from the weekend, but during the weekend all the cryptos tried the reversal, which was denied on Monday, as you can see in this candle. And well, they will pay for this optimism. So that is just the beginning of the reversal, I think. We should eventually see $6,000 on Bitcoin soon. In my opinion, it's happening, and it can even happen this week, if not the next week, because everything looks very, very negative for the buyers. Oil and indexes we will continue tomorrow because you already got like a huge amount of decent, legitimate trading signals. So I'm very happy that you attended this webinar. Most of those setups are awesome, are amazing, and I love them. I hope you do love them too. And now a short break, half an hour break, and we will see each other on the webinar about price action in half an hour. In the meantime, you have to visit our Twitter account, alpari.ra, and our website, alpari.news, because we post a lot of interesting, amazing trading content there. So make sure you are going to follow us. Thanks very much and see you in half an hour.